Hey guys, Colgan here, and for this video I'm going to be playing Endless mode in Croixleur. Now, just like in Score Attack, I'm going to be using the Genesis, the Berserga, the Paladin Sword, and the Fulcrum. So my high score in this mode, as you see, is 119 million, which in my opinion was a complete fluke, as my other top 5 scores are only in the 60 millions. So I got very lucky. I haven't even come close to replicating or beating my current high score. So the aim in this mode, unlike Score Attack mode, you're not racing against the clock. You don't have to rush around and kill everything quickly just so that all the good enemies spawn in. Since this mode pretty much goes on until you die, you can really take your time, pace yourself, just stroll around the map, kill everything, pick up every coin that they drop. Now you don't have to do it this way. You can play it like Score Attack just to rush through it and get all the good enemies to spawn in really quickly. But I like to play it slow like this, just because if you play it safe and slow like this, you can very easily build up a chain of 300-400 coins without any worries of getting hit. So it's an easy way to get a score of around 10 million or so without any worries. And by the time you have about 300 or 400 coins, that's when all the enemies start spawning in large quantities. So by that time, if you're lucky, you might even be able to string together a 500 chain before you get hit. Maybe a 600-700 chain if you're lucky. And because of the amount of enemies that do spawn in by that time, you might even be able to get another 500 or 600 chain. So now that he's dead, we go back to just pacing ourselves, take it slow, pick up everything. And the reason I use these weapons all the time, these 4 weapons are great at taking out large groups of ground-based enemies, compared to all of the other weapons which are good at taking out single enemies like the katana or like the, I think, the war chain, which is very good at taking out air-based enemies. The special attack on that weapon is an upward attack. It strikes into the air, so it's good against large enemies and flyers, but completely terrible against ground-based enemies since it swings right over their heads. Now, it won't really be much to talk about until it starts getting busy. So my average high score on this map, well, not high score, so the average score I get on this map in Endless is about 40 million or so. That's what I usually average when I play Endless mode. So honestly, I'm expecting to do really no better than about 40-50 million is what I'm expecting I'll get from this video. Now I should probably take care of that larger enemy, but no rush. I can take my time like I've been saying. But because he does have a dash of his own, he can become a big trouble. Now that he's dead, we should start getting a lot of enemies starting to spawn in now. Now if you're lucky, you can actually get around like I did with my 119 million score, which was primarily ground-based enemies. I barely got any flyer enemies spawn in during that wave, or during that round, so I got incredibly lucky that it was just all these weak ground-based enemies that were spawning in, so they were very easy to dash past and dodge their attacks. At probably should have waited there until the other enemy appeared or got closer before I used my bomb. Now we're starting to get a lot of flyers in here, so I'm not getting lucky this time. Thankfully, I didn't get hit there because when you're dashing, you're invincible for a second or two while you dash. Or at least at the start of the dash you become invincible, so you are immune to some attacks. Now we're up to a chain of about 550, so we've got a pretty decent score going on so far. Now your big concern here is going to be all these annoying flyers, so do be careful of all the flyers around. I usually like to use my special attacks while I'm up in the air fighting the flyers. Okay, we got a very nice chain going on here. Now the thing you need to be careful about when using your special up in the air with all the flyers is that when you land, odds are you're going to land into some of the ground-based enemies that are gathering around beneath you. So you need to dash away quickly or use a bomb as soon as you land. I just noticed I got attacked, which broke my chain unfortunately, but not to worry. Because of the amount of enemies that do spawn in here, you can very easily build your chain back up again. As long as you don't do something stupid like I done there. Now I'm gonna wait till they gather up, use a special on the flyers. Now we're gonna start getting a lot of boss enemies spawn in, and since we hit level 40, Lucretia has Francesca has spawned in. And plays much like you. She'll dash around, she'll use special attacks, and she'll use her bombs too, so she's really difficult to deal with. Now I have beaten my 5th highest score. I think this might put me... Yeah, I think this is going to be my new 5th highest score. If I'm lucky, I can get another million or so, which will me into my 4th highest score. Now I need to really save my MP. I can't dash around too much. You need to save your MP because you need MP to use a special attack. And because you get swarmed here, you really can't dash around too much because you're going to get stuck in between them. So you do need to be ready to use jump. And preferably dash away while you're in the air. So I think this may be my 2nd highest score. My previous 2nd highest score was 69 million. And this one now I'm in the 75 million, so this is definitely my new 2nd highest score. Let's see if I can come a little closer to my current 119 million high score. Hopefully I can, but not if I keep playing stupidly like that, running into the lightning bolts. No, 76 million, not bad. It was the closest I've come so far to my 119 million high score. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.